Sports Talk Chicago. It was Jon Zaghloul. Great to be back here with you. I'm here. John Meadows is directing and producing. Last segment here of today's program. We appreciate everybody tuning in from all over Illinois and Indiana. WROK 101.1, Peoria Sports Radio 98.3, The Life, WKAN 105.5, The Ticket, ACTV, JTV, WJOB, and Cities 92.9 Talk FM. All of our great affiliates showing up and showing out for us each and every week. We appreciate all of you for listening on the radio, watching on TV, or watching on YouTube. At Sports Talk Chicago, subscribe, like the video. We're getting close to 19,000 subscribers. If you miss any of today's show, if you're just hopping in now, don't worry. You can podcast it. Go to sportstalkchicago.com or go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, your favorite or preferred podcasting platform. We have full episodes up there every single week, in addition to it cut up by segments. So if you only want to listen to a certain segment, if you missed the first two but caught the last one, you can do that. Simple and easy. From the palm of your hand or on your computer. We want to make sure we are accessible and easy for you to find all the time. Last segment of today's program, we talk Bears, we talk Cubs. Cubs are looking great. White Sox, well, not so much. This is really bad. I didn't expect this. I'm going to come out and say this first. And made a video about this a couple of weeks ago, and, it just has not gotten any better. The Sox, as of this taping, are 2-14. 2-14, not even 8-8 or, 7-15, 2-14. They have 2 wins in 16 games. Now, I don't know what's going to happen to Pedro Grifol. I don't know what Jerry Reinsdorf's doing, but I'll tell you what, he's got to go now. And I was a supporter. You're probably wondering, John, what are you talking about? And I'm with you. I like Grifol in terms of attitude, in terms of philosophy, but this is not working. It's not just him. If we're up to me, I'd fire this whole team. It's not just him. But as a team, the only guy in their regular lineup hitting anywhere above 250 is Dominic Fletcher and Gavin Sheets in limited time. Moncada was too till he got hurt, and now he's on the 60-day IL, so we're not going to count him. They have 2 guys in their lineup hitting anywhere close to 250. And in fact, Fletcher and Sheets are the only ones in the lineup today hitting above 200. Yeah, hitting above 200 right now. They're the only 2. My goodness, even Luis Robert was hitting 214. He's still on the IL. This is really bad. The only bright spots that I could even fathom right now are Garrett Crochet. He's never started a game in his life, and he has a 3.57 ERA and 4 starts. That's something to really commend for him and for his personal growth. And how about Michael Kopech adjusting to the closer's role well? 14 Ks, 9 innings, 2 saves, under 2 ERA. That's awesome. And I really hope Kopech finds a way to reinvent himself, maybe similar to Adbert Alzolay to an extent, right? Highly heralded top pick, should have been a starter, didn't really work out. Now he's closing and doing it very effectively. I've even heard already that he might be a trade piece. We're what? 17 games in and we're talking about trades, but yeah, here we are for the White Sox, and Kopech is certainly up there. So maybe the Sox trade Kopech at the trade deadline and get some sort of a haul for him, and in Kopech's case, he's reinvented himself. So I'm really excited for him, and I'm excited for Crochet. It is hard to start any game. I pitched in high school and had a college offer. It's hard to start a game in high school. Hard to start a game in college. And for Crochet, he's never started a game till this season. And I'll tell you what, that takes guts. That takes stones. And he's done a really good job in the opportunities that he's had. I have no ill will nor ill words about Garrett Crochet and his ability and his job so far. That's awesome. But other than those 2 specific figures, there is nothing to root for on this team right now. And Sox fans, I said this last time, I'll say it again. The one way that you could tell everybody how you really feel, just stop going to these games. Who wants to go and sit here and watch this crap? Really? I'll tell you what, again, if it wasn't for the Oakland A's, who, by the way, have a better record than the White Sox right now and are actually winning a couple of games, which with that team, this should be the downright sad story of the league right now. This. They're 2-14. They should not be this bad. These players are sucking. They have nobody hitting above 200, let alone 300. What is going on here? What's going on? They brought in a new hitting coach, Marcus Timms. That's not going too well, I guess. I don't know what Chris Getz is doing. I mean, I don't want to hold him responsible yet. It's his first full year, but this is a horrible ensemble of a team. Even if you're trying to rebuild, this is like really bad. And Pedro Grifol is having things spiral out of control. And Jerry Reinsdorf's watching for the owner's box, probably laughing. I don't know what he's doing. But I mean, this is bad. Okay, this is really, really bad. And Sox fans, it's on you to an extent to take pride in your team and understand, okay, if this is the product that I'm going to go watch, why am I even going to a game at all? I mean, do you really want to pay money to go watch, I don't know, Robbie Grossman and Martin Maldonado and, I don't know, Kevin Pillar, who's still around at 35? I mean, this is so bad. This is so bad. And I wish I could say it's going to get better. Really, I do, because I love the White Sox. Not even a Sox fan. I didn't grow up a Sox fan, but I love their fan base. They're passionate. And just 2-3 years ago, this was supposed to be on the up and up. They won 93 games. Tony La Russa was managing. They made it and lost to the Astros in the ALDS. This was a good team. What happened? Well, that core ended up not panning out, and now look where they are today. They got a bunch of nobodies going out there playing baseball. They're 2-14, worst team in baseball. They can't even get a win, let alone a winning streak or be 500. I mean, this is really bad. So if I were you White Sox fans, I would just stop supporting this trash heap until things get better, just like Oakland fans are doing. Now, theirs is a bit of a different situation. The team's moving, but they're getting only 4,000 people per game at the Coliseum. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'd stop paying to come to White Sox games. I mean, who wants to pay to watch this? I'd rather go to a good college game. Go to UIC in Chicago. Go watch a good college game, a competitive game. This is horrible. And the real shame is that there are names on here and people that I like. Paul DeYoung's story is awesome, but he's not producing. I loved the Andrew Benintendi signing. You can go back, watch my videos from 2-3 years ago. I applauded it. He's not producing. Eloy Jimenez is a bust. Robert's hurt. Moncada's hurt again. You know, there are a lot of people on here who you want to root for. Mike Soroka is trying to come back after multiple injuries. He was at one time pretty good with the Braves, trying to really make a comeback, and he has a 7 ERA. So there are guys on this team that I support in terms of personal stuff. You know, I like some of these stories. I like what they're doing. But in terms of on-the-field performance, all of this together is horrible. There are only two bright spots, like I said, Crochet and Kopech. That's it. Steven Wilson's been good in relief. I mean, you can add that in. But my point is, it's not working. This is not working. So I don't know what they're going to do long term. I don't even know what the plan is, right? You know, at least if there was a plan or something, that would be great. But I don't know what the plan is. I mean, are they going to tank like this for 3 years? I don't trust Chris Getz to develop anybody in the farm system. He clearly couldn't develop, I don't know, Tim Anderson, Eloy Jimenez, right? Yohan Moncada to an extent. All these guys who came up were supposed to be good with the White Sox ended up not panning out, really. That was partially Getz's fault, so I don't really trust him. I think Pedro Grifol is going to be out the door by the end of the year, if not sooner. I mean, I would, look, if they go like 2-20, right, what are you going to do? You got to fire Grifol. That's a given. So this is a really bad situation. It is a polar opposite of what the Cubs are doing and how they're feeling on the north side. And I don't know how or when this is going to get better. It's my honest opinion. It's my assessment of this situation. I don't know how or when or what it's even going to take for this to get better. Seriously. I mean, it would take a roster overhaul. It would take actually spending legitimate money. Here's the worst part, too. The Sox actually have a $120+ billion payroll. My question is, who are they paying? And for what purpose? I used to defend Jerry Reinsdorf, and I did for a little bit because the Sox payroll did boost as high as, I believe, 175 was the highest payroll in team history, and they won 93 games, and even the year they went 500, the year after that, they had a high payroll. So, I didn't even criticize ownership or general managers or the front office because they were actively spending money. Now I look back and realize they were spending money in the wrong places. And even now, you're paying $129 million for a minor league baseball team. If you're really going to go all out, then pull an Oakland A's or pull a Miami Marlins situation and slash payroll to like $60 million. You're paying $129 million for AAA baseball when you got other teams who are paying the same, or are paying half of that for AAA baseball. At least if you want to save money and then have it in your back pocket and reinvest it when the time is right, that's what I would do. But to pay $129 million for this team is a ripoff. And I hope Jerry Reinsdorf is not happy about that, because you're spending all this money on this product. You're spending money on Andrew Vaughn hitting $172. I mean, well, he was supposed to come out 5 years ago. He was supposed to be great 5 years ago. What's happened now? Nicky Lopez, 29 years old, hitting $132. Robbie Grossman, he's 34. I can't believe he even still has a job, and he's hitting 194. Something's got to give here. I continue to root for Crochet and Kopech, and they may even both be trade pieces by the time July comes around, maybe even before then. But this team is as minor league as it gets. It's as AAA as it gets. It's as developmental as it gets. And when you have a dedicated fan base in America's number 3 market, you cannot be a AAA baseball team. You want to go do that in Oakland because you're notoriously cheap and you don't care? That's fine, right? They're going to move to Vegas and maybe they'll start spending money there. I don't know. But you can't be doing that in Chicago. Not when you have a legitimate, dedicated, diehard fan base who actually cares about the team and the organization and the product on the field. As ownership and as front office personnel, you got to care too. I would understand, and I get tanking, I get sucking, I get, okay, I want to get better picks, but 2-14 ain't it. Having Chris Getz, who used to be your farmhand developmental specialist, now your GM, ain't going to cut it either. It's not. I know Sox fans know this too, right? This isn't any breaking news, right? I mean, you know this. This is not a new thought or an outside-the-box idea. We've been saying this since Getz was named the official GM in October of last year, September, whatever it was. Right? We've all been saying that. And now here we are today, and it just continues to get worse. And it sucks. I'm not even a White Sox fan, and it sucks. I feel for you because I know the passion that you guys have. I know the care that you guys have. This is a historic franchise, just like the Cubs. I mean, your announcers are great. You got Len Casper on the radio. Can't get any better than that. John Triffin, I know he's new in the booth. He's actually sounded good. I mean, I like him. I like the game day presentation. The Sox have a great game day presentation. They certainly have people up there in the booths who care. But in terms of on-the-field product, they don't. Now they're trying to move to whatever, the 76 in the city. Okay, good luck. Good luck. I don't support it. You know why I don't support it? Because your team on the field needs work first. Before you talk about glamorous and new and nice stadium and taxpayer-funded stadium, why don't you talk about the crappy on-the-field product you're putting out there? How about that? Before we talk about moving and abandoning a neighborhood and a fan base that's been with you for 100-plus years, why don't we talk about your on-the-field product? Oh, sorry. Can't have that conversation. Well, Sox fans, I feel for you. The best thing that you could do in this situation, as I've stated multiple times, is just get the heck out. Just stop supporting it for now. And when they become good again, or when they actually make legitimate changes and actually are on a path to success, Come on back. That's not being a fair weather fan. That's being a realist and understanding that you shouldn't be wasting your time on a product that doesn't care about you. That's the key. It's not being a fair weather fan. It's not being, I'm going to stick around only when they're good. No. Clearly, based on how they're playing right now, they don't care about you. So if they don't care about you, then don't watch. And wait until they start caring about you again. Then watch. Then care. Then be invested and be excited. But until that point, there's no need to put yourself through this dumpster fire year in and year out when clearly nobody cares. Nobody cares how you feel. If they cared how you felt, why are they playing like this? And what kind of players are on the field? And how come no one's hitting over 200? Keep all of that in mind the next time you think about going to watch a White Sox game. Hey, you want to go to a cheap game and get a cheap ticket? That's one thing. But if you actually care about this team, I suggest you make it known. You make it known how you feel. Tell them how you feel and show them why you don't support this trash heap of a team. Appreciate everybody hanging out here with us today. What a great show. Good to be back. Love to get some baseball talk in there. That's super fun. Cubs and White Sox. We talked Bears as well. Make sure you follow us all over at Sports Talk Chicago. You can podcast it at sportstalkchicago.com. Find us on YouTube at the same name. Subscribe and like. John Meadows directed and produced everything you saw here today. I'm Jon Zaghloul. Looking forward to seeing you again next week. Just remember this. We're going to be on the radio next weekend, but next week on Thursday, mark your calendars, we're going to be live for the NFL Draft on YouTube only. So you can subscribe on YouTube and watch my reactions. The Bears hopefully take Caleb Williams and somebody else at number 9. Until next time, thank you for listening and watching. So long.